Tanzania through the Kaizen philosophy and through the roundtable discussions on acceleration of industrial development through Kaizen in Tanzania. Also, there were topics on how to strengthen African business companies so that they can withstand the competition and in addressing the challenges of the global business and economic environment under the title, How to Strengthen African Firms and Businesses to Compete in the Global Economy and the Role of Stakeholders under Challenging Environment. Other topics touched on plans to expand Kaizen philosophy in Africa, but also presentations on the best example of using the Kaizen philosophy in the industrial arena in Tanzania. Another presentation which focused on private sector discussions on competition in business startups and internal mechanism to address such competition in the current COVID-19 era. Similarly, the winners of the Kaizen Africa competition were announced and presented with an award at this forum. Ladies and gentlemen, it is clear that this forum has provided us with a wealth of information, knowledge and motivation that will enable us to accelerate the dissemination of the Kaizen philosophy in the industrialization of African countries for sustainable growth. This includes looking at how the Kaizen philosophy will continue to serve as a consistent strategy to maintain industrial development in the middle and upper economies, especially for African countries. Therefore, participating countries in Africa have wholeheartedly welcomed the Japanese government cooperation through JICA in collaboration with AUDA NEPAD in providing us with Kaizen training and guidelines on how to spread this philosophy faster. African countries through the private sector will continue to work with the government of Japan to ensure that our continent builds human resources for the industrial economy. I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the winners of the Kaizen competition 2021. Ladies and gentlemen, most of the complaints from industrialists, mainly small-scale industries, is the cost of production, the non-conducive image of the working place, the lack of morale from workers, motivation. The result is that the products of our factories lack a reliable market and sometimes fail to withstand competition. There are reports or documents stating that among the reasons for failure to withstand competition are unnecessary manufacturing cost and loss of resources, e.g. people, time, opportunities, money, workplace, machinery, spare parts and equipment, poor quality of the products produced in the entire production chain, and an image that disappoints partners and buyers. Ladies and gentlemen, the application of Kaizen philosophy in our work directly addresses some of these challenges, including improving workplace safety, saving time, reducing unnecessary costs, preventing loss or damage to equipment, increasing employee confidence and enabling the company or institution to be accepted in a joint venture, monitoring or traceability, a good organization and general cleanness to create a good image to attract stakeholders. And in consideration also for cross-cutting issues in the industry setting at work. In addition, the proper application of Kaizen philosophy will help to improve the use of the information flow system as well as to preserve the records, data and documents necessary for building trust among all executives and employees in the industry or within a company and throughout the value chain. The purpose of these reform is to strengthen and to develop businesses, to eliminate bureaucracy in service delivery, to maintain legitimate business competition as well as to protect the user. My advice to policymakers and organizers of various development programs, including budget and implementation system, is to align these Kaizen issues into relevant programs. Similarly, institutions, organizations, and companies are advised to prepare strategic plans, corporate strategic plans, which focuses on the successful implementation of the Kaizen philosophy. In order for the Kaizen philosophy to be sustainable, it is advisable to to be streamlined or incorporated in the client charters and in our education curriculum all the way to the university level. Ladies and gentlemen, I believe the acquired knowledge will spread across the continent to enable our industries to fully contribute to the economic growth of African countries. It is therefore my expectation that those of you who participate in this forum will also be good ambassadors in spreading the good things you have gained by your participation during these 3 days. I conclude my speech by once again thanking all the guests who participated in this year's conference, and I look forward for the fruitful outcome of this event that was held in Tanzania this year. After saying these few words, with all due respect and humility, I would like to announce that the Kaizen Conference in Africa for the year 2021 is officially closed today on the 26th of August 2021. Let's implement together. Thank you for listening to me. Thank you, Honorable Minister, for a very in-depth speech that has really encouraged us. After the closing of this event, let us put our hands together once again for ourselves here in Tanzania, and also for all the other participants around the world, those in Japan. Let us put our hands together for us. And I would like now to allow the high table to proceed with the agenda, and we would like now to turn over to those that are online in Japan. Let us stand to allow the Honorable Minister to leave the venue. Thank you.
The interpreters, without whom we would be unable to understand each other clearly and work together. So, asante sana, everybody. Thank you, and we look forward to a successful year ahead for the Kaizen initiative. I will now hand over.
Okay, Mr. Banis, thank you so much indeed. Sorry, Ms. Banis, thank you so much indeed for the Master of Ceremony. And also, Mr. Taji, are you still, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Much indeed. I'm being from Tokyo. This is the last housekeeping announcement. For everybody from the Secretariat, first of all, I thank you so much indeed for your participation. And Mr. Taji, thank you so much indeed for your, excellent Master of Ceremony in Tanzania, Hyatt Regency. It was, very first time for us to do the hybrid event like that. But I think definitely we can say that it was very successful. Meeting as a whole. Although we have some technical problems during the conference, but it was overall very successful. My sincere appreciation to go to everybody in Tanzania and all over the world participated online. I thank you so much indeed. So just before we finish, three small housekeeping announcement. Number one is that the documents used for day 1 and day 2, the presentation material will be shared later on when it is ready. We're going to send an email and maybe the Google Drive or the used document and presentation material will be stored, and so that everybody can see later on. Secretariat is now trying to collect all the used document and the presentation material for the sharing later on. And number 2, Secretariat will send the 2 emails for the questionnaire today within a few hours time. The first one is for day 3, today's evaluation, and the other email requires for your evaluation of overall of these 3 days, overall of AKAC 2021. So the email will be sent within a few hours for your evaluation. So please be cooperative to answer them. For the online participants, for on-site participants, Mr. Taji, I think you are ready to show the QR code on your screen in Hyatt Regency Hotel. So I think later on, on-site participants in Hyatt Regency, please be cooperative to answer the questionnaire as well by scanning your QR code. I think Mr. Taji will tell you how to do that later on.
We'll do that.
But anyway, everybody please be cooperative to answer the overall questionnaire as well. Thank you so much. And last housekeeping announcement is about the newly developed video training material, which was introduced yesterday as well. But just as a reminder, just to write into this again. And now the Secretariat is now sent the URL in the chat box. If you see the chat box, I think you will find all the URL to reach these newly developed video training material of Kaizen. It's very fresh, so I think everybody can enjoy this fresh video training material. So this URL is also sent by emails, but this webinar, live streaming is going to finish within a few minutes. So, now if you want to make a copy and paste it, just do it now, please, because we're gonna finish within a few minutes. Right, and also the big news is that this is the English version. But definitely we need the French version. We shouldn't forget about the Francophone African countries, of course. So, French version is now being developed. And it will be uploaded maybe by the end of next month, September. By the end of September, I can promise that. So, when it's uploaded, Secretariat will inform you by email when the French version is ready. Thank you so much indeed. That's all the housekeeping announcement I have to make. So lastly, as a Secretariat, I thank you so much indeed for all the cooperation to realize this AKC 2021 very, very successful. Although we have faced technical problem, I think we overcome it. And I think as a Secretariat, I think we also learned the Kaizen. We also learned the Kaizen to operate this, a little bit, difficult, style of the conference. But anyway, we had overcome. So anyway, I thank you so much indeed. Finally, once again, I thank you so much indeed. And then Mr. Taji, And finally, I have to say goodbye to you now. And thank you so much indeed. Mr. Taji, thank you so much for your excellent work. And now it's time for us to say goodbye.
Thank you. Kwaherini, asante. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. And within the room here, we'll say Kaizen. Kaizen. All right, we'll do it together. We'll keep the spirit high. Thank you, everyone who's joined us. And from Dar es Salaam, the Hyatt, we would like to say good morning, good afternoon, and let's meet again for the next annual conference. And we hope to God that we will be together rather than virtually online. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Kaizen Afrika, kwa pamoja tutekeleze Kaizen. Kaizen Afrika, maendeleo ya viwanda na biashara. Kaizen Afrika, kwa pamoja tutekeleze Kaizen. Fursa za kuongeza kasi ya maendeleo. Hongereni sana na biashara. Please fill in the questionnaire, scan it and fill it in. Kaizen. And ladies and gentlemen, karibuni chakula.